Hi, this is Naomi with Sword and Steel, and today I'd like to go over some of the new 9th edition stuff coming out for Warhammer 40k, and particularly the board size minimums now going to be in place depending on the army size that you have. So I'm excited for the new edition coming out. It looks like it's going to speed up play, make tournaments more efficient, speed rounds through so that you'll possibly be able to finish a game within the 3-hour time frame. That's going to be nice for everyone. I also like how Games Workshop is showing off one rule at a time so that you can digest it before you move on to the next possibly big rule change, instead of having us figure it out all together, all at the once. We can go through and chat about it one at a time as they come out. I think that's a really cool way of doing it. So, the battlefield size. As you can see, the players now create the battlefield and set up terrain features. Missions are played on rectangular battlefields. The size of your battlefield depends on the battle size you have selected, as shown in the table below. Combat Patrol and Incursion are 44 inches by 30 inches. Strike Force are 44 inches by 60 inches, and Onslaught are 44 inches by 90 inches. And now the Combat Patrol is up to 500 points. The Incursion is between 501 and 1,000 points. The Strike Force is 1,001 to 2,000 points. And the Onslaught is 2,001 to 3,000 points. Now these are all minimum sizes suggested, so if you are playing at your home in your own game room or go to a tournament in a game store, that isn't to say that these minimums will be used. But speaking with some other tournament organizers and just going through it myself, I don't actually see, besides pleasing those senior players who want to stick to a 4 by 6 foot board, I don't see a good reason for tournament organizers not to go ahead with this new scale of board. This board makes the game go faster. Everyone is closer, so they're going to be within range sooner. The melee units are going to get in sooner. It's going to be a vicious version of the game, and I think that's a good thing. As well, for brand new players. Remember, there are a lot more new players to Warhammer than there are senior players. That's the nature of how it is. So having the freedom to show off an entire game of 40k on a smaller surface does give tournament organizers, or those who hadn't the space previously, the ability to show off to a new player a full game of Warhammer 40k in the smaller sizes, complete with full board, terrain, and missions meant to be played in 40k. This freedom, I'm hoping, will show up everywhere where those who once couldn't quite manage to fit larger tournaments in their spaces now can. I, for one, I think I'm going to move forward into 9th edition with these new minimums in place. We shall give it a go. What are your thoughts on that? Do let me know in the description below. Right, the next thing I want to go over is the match play missions. There isn't much known about it. It just says that the match play missions are going to be more immersive, more fair, and there's going to be more of them. I do think the latter, the fact that there's going to be a lot more of them, is going to work out really nicely so that everyone has a fair chance in a tournament. The more variety, the less likely someone will succeed over the rest all the time based on their army list. Now, if there's a lot more variety and there's going to be these secondary objectives to the game, you're going to have to focus on strategy as well as building your list. And I suppose everyone right now is going to be on a pretty even playing field on figuring out how their new lists are going to work with the new rules. But yes, I've noticed in Warcry, there is an enormous variety of how a game can go, and in tournament play, that's actually great fun because you don't know what's going to happen. Each board that you set up for your players are going to be completely different from the others, and there isn't one army that goes above the rest, because how to win changes so drastically from game to game. I would like to see that in Warhammer 40k, where it is going to be completely different from one to the other, and no single army list, or even 10 single army lists, are going to shine above everyone else. That allows for new players to scoot on in, and with some luck and good strategy, beat over the senior player. Yet the senior player will still have an advantage because he'll know the weaknesses and advantages in different aspects of that mission. So it's good. I like it. I like the fact that they're doing that. So the points increase, they say that there's going to be a points increase across the board to take in consideration the new rules that are going to be in play. And that seems great to me. It means that you'll have less models in your army, and again, that's going to cause a faster game. Less shuffling around, less shooting, less fighting, and of course the units that you take are going to be much more important as a whole because you have less miniatures. I am going to enjoy that. I'm all for all of these changes. There hasn't been a change yet where I've been dubious. The changes seem to make sense. The new fight phase change, the flyers changes, the heavy changes, the more interactive terrain, all of which I'll be going over in a video in the future. Hopefully we'll even have more out by then for me to focus on. I am enjoying the ride. Are you as well? Do let me know in the comments below. Our patrons were unanimous in that they wanted me to give my thoughts on the new 9th edition rules, so I'm going to continue along with that line as new rules come out. I hope you enjoy it and are going to come along with me for the ride. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!